Hi friends, my name is Desiree and I'm the Make Your Mark Gallery Manager for the Louisiana Children's Museum. In Make Your Mark, we have a special exhibit called the Soundscape. The Soundscape is a map of New Orleans that plays sounds from different places in the city. The whole map is broken into a grid. Each square within that grid plays a unique sound that was recorded in that specific area of New Orleans. This way, kids can explore their own local geography through familiar sounds. Today, we're going to design our own version of a soundscape to explore all the noises you can find within your own home. This allows us to practice our observation skills and our map-making skills. All you need for this activity is a pen or a pencil and a sheet of paper. A ruler or straight edge can be helpful, but it's not necessary. When you think of where you live, how would you describe it? Maybe you think of what floor your apartment is on or what color your house is, but how often do you think about what your home sounds like? We're going to start our soundscape with just one room at a time, so choose a room to begin. I'm going to use my living room. First, we need to make a map of the room we chose. This map is going to be a bird's eye view of the room, or an overhead view. If you were a bird flying over your room, what would you see? You can make your map as detailed as you want. I kept my map pretty simple and just drew outlines of all the furniture in the room. Make sure that you draw and label all your furniture as well. Now it's time to draw a grid over your map. This grid will split your map into evenly sized areas, and you'll need to find one unique sound for each area in your grid. This is when a ruler would come in handy, but if you don't have one, just draw the straightest lines you can. I drew one vertical line down the middle of my paper and one horizontal line across my paper. Now I have a grid with 4 distinct spaces. The more lines you draw, the more spaces your grid will have, and the more sounds you'll need to find. Once you have your map and your grid drawn, you can go to each individual space in your map and try to find a sound that represents that particular area of your home. I'm going to start with the top right corner of my grid. That corresponds to the part of my living room with the big white chair. Behind my big chair, I have this big scratching post for my cat, Moon. She loves to scratch all over this whole thing, and it makes a pretty funny sound when she does. I'm going to use this for the sound in the top right corner of my soundscape. So I'm going to write down cat scratching post in that area on my grid. But we can't just name the sounds we're putting in our soundscape. We have to describe them too. It can be kind of difficult to put some sounds into words, but that's okay because we can even be silly and make up our own words to imitate the sounds that we're using. To me, Moon using her scratching post sounds kinda like scritch, scritch, scritch. So that's what I wrote by spelling it out the best I could. I wrote it underneath where I put the name for my sound. Kids and caregivers will need to work together to find and name a sound for each spot on their map. An extra challenge for each space is to try and find a sound that you can't make anywhere else in your home. That means I couldn't use a sink as a sound in my bathroom because I also have a sink in my kitchen. Once your map is complete, you can take your grown-up on a sound tour of whichever room you chose. If there's someone in your home who didn't help create your map, this is the perfect opportunity to get that person involved and show them your awesome new creation. Choose one person to go on a tour. They'll be in charge of holding the map and they can choose any one spot in your grid to explore. You'll be in charge of taking them to the correct spot and either recreating or imitating the sound that you chose for that part of the map. You can even try and get them to imitate it after you've shown them what the sound is. Keep repeating this until you've explored every spot on your map together. Today we used careful observations and map-making skills to create our own soundscapes. We started by choosing one room and drawing it from a bird's eye view. We drew a grid over our room map and found a special sound for each individual spot on our grid. Then we named and described those sounds so that we could give someone else a sound tour using our soundscape. By using the museum and its exhibits as inspiration, we can find new ways to interact with a familiar space. We would love to see and hear your soundscapes. Show off your work by posting to social media and tagging us at Louisiana Kids, hashtag LCM Connections, hashtag Soundscape. Here's an example soundscape my roommate made of our kitchen. She chose 4 unique sounds and described how each of them sounds to her. Thanks for watching Connections at Home. I'm Desiree, and I hope you'll join us for our next episode. Until then, let's play, learn, and stay connected. Bye, friends!